What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. I appreciate you guys. If you will, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my patrons. Links in the description below. So, have you ever heard of infinite monkey theorem? Let me know in the comments below. The theory goes, and it seems to me like it's less of a theory and more of a reality. If you take a monkey, right, and a typewriter, right, an infallible typewriter that cannot be broken and will always work, and a monkey that never dies. And if the monkey just randomly bashes the keyboard, or the keys on the typewriter, eventually it'll type out everything imaginable. It'll type out like every song that you've heard flawlessly, without any errors, just random blasting at the keyboard. It'll type out all the Shakespearean plays, all the history, just everything. Because if it hasn't typed it out yet, right, say like it's been doing it for like 10 trillion years, and it hasn't typed something out yet, in a consecutive order, it'll still have 10 trillion more years to go, and it just never, ever ends. So if it hasn't typed it out yet, there's forever ahead where it will. You know what I'm saying? So it's like mathematically improbable that it will not type out anything in existence, or that could exist. It's crazy. But what's interesting is this connects with the whole fall of man thing. All right? And this changes things up. Because if there's this choice to be made, right? Like the Garden of Eden, when God supposedly made Adam and Eve and all that. Remember, they weren't going to die. They were to live forever unless if they do this one thing where they eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So they're living forever in this region. We don't know how big it is, how vast it was. It doesn't even matter. They were living with the capability of always going to this tree and making this decision, right? The interesting thing is that it was inevitable. The fact that eventually that choice would be made no matter what. If they went to the tree, 10 billion years after creation, and they decided to not eat from it, that's okay. They're still forever ahead. You know what I mean? So eventually, if there's a choice that could be made, that choice is going to be made. So it was just that it was just arranged where they would do that, which is kind of interesting. I brought this up to just a few Christians in the past. One of them was like, "Oh wow, that's really interesting, Iceman. That's true. I never thought of that." But then a few others were like, "Well, no. Surely that wouldn't be the case." No, they would just not eat from it and walk away and just never eat from it at all. Even if they were living forever and you still had forever ahead. They just simply never would. But mathematically speaking, to my understanding, that's impossible. It's that eventually they would. And I guess that's where we find ourselves now. But of course that brings up theological things, right? It's like, well, God knew that they were going to do that, so why did he put it there? It raises all sorts of other questions, which I intend to answer on this channel, so with my theories anyway. So stay tuned for those videos. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how it does raise those questions. So then people would be like, well, that means that he knew that they were going to fall, and that he knew that we were going to be cursed to this existence, and we're all going to die, so why would he do it in the first place? And how would that fit in with, half of all humanity going to hell, or whatever the mainstream Christian viewpoint thinks? It doesn't really fit in, does it? if he's like a good god or something. But I think that I have answers for that as well. So stay tuned on this channel for those videos. But yeah, just an interesting thing, I think, to point out that that fall of man, or that eating from the tree, was inevitable. That was going to happen the second the situation was brought to existence, because you have the few variables here, which are time, and the fact that they're never going to die. You know what I mean? So it's just, if there's a choice to be made, it was eventually going to be made, and that's just how reality would deem it, to my understanding. But yeah, if you guys will like this video, subscribe to the page, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Are you in agreement with that? I mean, look this up. Look up infinite monkey theorem. I mean, I'm the one who connected this with the whole Genesis thing, the fall of tree thing. Right? I never heard anyone else talk about that, so you heard it here first. And there's a couple other things that I want to touch on in regards to these sort of interesting theories, if you will, or theologies when it comes to basically Genesis, the book of Genesis and all that. But yeah, I got other things I'd like to touch on too. This channel's been a good time, so I appreciate you all for viewing it. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace be with you.